Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Luke this Monster, and today I'll be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader. This figure is actually from the brand new Disney Plus show Obi-Wan Kenobi, and is actually not released yet. I somehow managed to find it in stores early, so really excited to be showing this off. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the review. Taking a close look at the box, it is a part of the Obi-Wan Kenobi line in the Black Series, which means it does have this sky blue, kind of like purplish color, and it looks really good. I love this box art. We have this amazing image of Darth Vader on the side here, looking incredible. Like, it's menacing, it's awesome. I love how that turned out. It looks really good. Flipping it around to the back, he is actually number 2 in the Kenobi line with, of course, another image of this box art here. You can pause and read the bio if you would like, but yeah, it's basically, I think the bio is the same on all of these Kenobi figures. But yeah, other than that, there's not a whole lot going on with the box, so let's go ahead, crack Darth Vader open, and see what he looks like out of the box. Real quick though, before we do get into the review, if you are new to the channel, we are actually doing a giveaway at 7,000 subscribers. We're giving away this Mando build-up pack. You do actually have to be subscribed to the channel though to enter, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And then once we get 7K, I'll release a 7K giveaway video. All you have to do is comment on that 7K video to enter. So make sure you're subbed, and let's go ahead and get into this review. Alrighty, so we do have Darth Vader out of the box, and I'm gonna have to say that I think he is my least favorite of the wave so far, and that's just because he's mainly reuse. From the neck down, it is all just the A New Hope body for Vader, and then the helmet is brand new. That is the only brand new piece. Don't get me wrong, I think the new helmet sculpt is awesome, and it looks incredible. It looks like what it does in the show, but for the most part, this is just a re-release of Vader. This figure is actually double packed in the case, which kind of surprises me. I know Vader's popular. People are going to try to buy Vader, but I just feel like they would double pack Kenobi instead, or maybe one of the Inquisitors. I don't know. I just feel like since Vader is so much, I guess, reuse, it just kind of feels weird that they're going to double pack him. But you know, nevertheless, like he is a reuse, but he's still a great figure. Like I'm not hating on Vader or anything. Like I absolutely love his figure. He just isn't new. So, first up, taking a look at articulation, he does not have a ton of head movement. His head is on a ball joint, but, you know, you don't really get a ton of that motion just because of the helmet. It does hinder some of the articulation. He has a ball at the waist as well, but like I said, he doesn't get much motion there at all. His arms can go up into a T-pose. Hopefully his arm doesn't fall off this time like it did with Reva. But, you know, he can get into a T-pose. I really like that. Nice articulation. And he can pretty much get 90 at the elbows. So, you know, pretty solid. His arms can go all the way around if you would like. And then he does have horizontal hinges at the wrists. Unfortunate. I wish it was vertical hinges. You would have got Vader into a lot more dynamic poses. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not complaining too much about that. You know, like, it is what it is. For legs, he can kick pretty high up for Vader. And then he does have the double jointed knees. I wish they would have given him brand new pinless knees. But it is what it is. He can get a lot of motion. It just looks really weird. That's why I prefer the pinless knees. I think it just looks cleaner. But, you know, like I said, this is just a New Hope Vader, pretty much, that is re-released. So he does have a lot of the articulation of a New Hope Vader. Then looking at the feet, he does have hinges at the feet and then also rockers. So great articulation overall. It's not the, you know, like the best Vader articulation. That's one thing I was a little upset about, was that the fact that they used the A New Hope Vader rather than Empire Strikes Back. I do think that A New Hope is more accurate to the show, but Empire Strikes Back is just a better Vader mold. It's newer. It's just better in my opinion. It has better articulation, better range of motion. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I think I would have preferred the Empire Strikes Back mold, but like I said, the A New Hope mold is more accurate. I think the biggest flaw for me is just how big the cape is. The cape is huge. You have like a full Batman cape. And not that that's a bad thing. I think Vader has a huge cape. It's just, it gets in the way a lot. You know, you try to pose him and like sometimes it doesn't look right, and it's hard to hard to get it to look right at some times and some points here and there. So, it's not the end of the world. You can get it to look right, you can get it to look good, but it just takes some work and some posing and maneuvering. But it's just so big. It's something you're gonna have to work on if you're trying to display him, and it is a little frustrating. Anyway, let's take a close look at that brand new Vader head sculpt. It is looking really, really nice. This one is a more of a matte finish compared to some of the other Vaders we've gotten, and I really like it. You can definitely tell it does have like the silverish under helmet that not silver, it's more of like a gunmetal gray, but that was a new feature that was added onto this helmet. I think it looks pretty good. And he does have the reddish tint in the eyes. It's not super noticeable, but it's much more noticeable than some of the other Vader figures. So yeah, overall pretty good. I will say, I think this one is much better than the New Hope version of Vader, and that's only because they put the cloth underneath the shoulder armor. On the New Hope version, the cloth goes over, and that is accurate to the film, but I just much prefer the cloth go under the armor. I think it looks much better. And so like I said, both this one and A New Hope are practically the same. There are a few differences, but the cloth does go underneath, and that's one thing that I think is a big improvement. One thing that I will say that this figure has over the Empire Strikes Back version is the shoulders. Empire Strikes Back Vader doesn't have his shoulders painted. This one has color, this one doesn't. I don't really understand why they didn't paint this one, because I have older Vaders, like the Vaders, like Emperor's Wrath Vader, and that one does have the shoulders painted. So it's kind of hit and miss, and I think that is one thing that this one does have over Empire Strikes Back Vader. Anyway, taking a close look at the lightsaber. It is, a pretty standard Vader lightsaber. I'm not sure if this is a new mold or not. If I had to guess, it is reused from some of the older Vaders. There's no reason for them to make a new mold for this lightsaber, so I don't see why they would have. So yeah, I do believe this is a reuse, but if you didn't know, all the Black Series sabers do have removable blades. I think that's pretty cool. And then you do have all of the detail in the hilt, if it will focus on it, which is pretty cool. And then, one thing that I do really like is they actually have a belt loop, and you can hang his lightsaber on Vader's belt. Pretty cool. I do like that feature quite a bit. And I'm just really glad that they did add it in, because it's not something that's super big, but it adds a lot to the figure. One thing that Vader did do in the latest episode of Kenobi is he actually took Reva's sabers and used them against her, and so I thought that was pretty cool to show off. They did include those sabers with the Reva figure, so that figure will be pinned in the card if you do want to check it out. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, and I honestly love Vader with dual sabers, so I really had to show this off because it looks awesome. First up, for comparisons, we do actually have him next to both of the Inquisitors from, of course, the Kenobi show. So really excited to have both of these Inquisitors in hand as well. All three of these guys look awesome together, and hopefully we see more of the Inquisitors in the finale of the show. I'm really hoping we get a Vader Kenobi duel as well for the finale. I'm guessing we will. I think that's just how it tends to happen, but we will have to wait and see. Like I said, there are reviews out for both of these figures on the channel right now, so they'll be pinned in the card and linked in the description if you do want to check them out. But yeah, both of these figures are incredible and they look great next to Vader. Next up is actually a Vader comparison. So on the right we do have the Empire Strikes Back Vader, in the middle we do have the brand new Kenobi Vader, and then on the left we have the Emperor's Wrath Vader. That one was actually a Walgreens exclusive back in the day, and that one is by far the worst Vader in my opinion. I love Vader, and I love that design of him. I love like the see-through helmet, like he's being shocked, but the articulation is very poor. It's not very good, and you can really only use him in one scenario, and that's being shocked by the Emperor. And so because of that, he's a little bit lower on my like Vader list, I guess you could say. But one bonus thing that I really like that they gave him that I've not seen on any other Vader is they gave him the actual like metal chain for his cape. That's super cool. I've not seen them do that with any other Vader figure, and I really hope they bring that back in the future. Next up for the comparisons, we do have Vader next to the brand new Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Kenobi show on the right, and then old Ben Kenobi on the left. This version of Vader does duel both of them. Obviously we do have the Vader Kenobi duel from episode 3 of Kenobi, and hopefully one from the finale of Kenobi. We will have to wait and see. And then we do of course have old Ben Kenobi, which when they do duel in A New Hope. But yeah, this Vader honestly just looks awesome. He's tall, he's menacing, he's scary, and I love it. Any figure you pose next to him is just like a solid inch shorter because of how tall Vader is, and I really like that. To be honest, with how they're considering some of the bulkier figures nowadays, deluxe figures, I would not be surprised if in the near future they start considering Vader a deluxe figure, just with how he's like a thicker character and he's tall too. So I would not be surprised if they start doing that. Hopefully they don't, because I love paying normal price for a Darth Vader figure rather than the deluxe price. But yeah, he's a big figure. And I had to put them into the Vader Kenobi duel. I cannot wait to see this rematch again in Episode 6. I am so excited for it. I think Vader has been absolutely amazing in the Kenobi show, and to be honest, I think Vader's stealing the show of the Kenobi show. I really hope we get more of Vader in the future. I think Hayden Christensen is killing it. I think that, just the writing in general with Vader is incredible. The way he tore that ship apart in the last episode is a chef's kiss. It's like pure art, and it's awesome, and I absolutely love what they've been doing with Vader, and I really hope to see more of him, and I want to see him absolutely destroy Kenobi in Episode 6. I know this sounds bad, but I want to see it happen, and honestly, I want to see a broken Vader, like his mask cut open during the duel. I want to see Hayden Christensen's face underneath. Maybe I'm setting high standards, but I think that'd be awesome. Just kind of like the Ahsoka duel in Rebels. I think that'd be awesome, and it'd be really cool to see. I mean, why hire Hayden Christensen to put him underneath the suit if you don't even see his face? You know what I'm saying? Let's get a broken Vader mask, kind of like in Rebels or in The Force Unleashed. That'd be awesome. And I think Obi-Wan now might be almost skilled enough to get it done, especially if he's defending Luke Skywalker. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with the 6th episode, but I'm really excited. Next up for reveals, we do have Vader next to a Stormtrooper and the Emperor. Both are awesome figures, both are Imperial, and like I said, this Vader is great for anybody who doesn't have a Darth Vader yet, and plus, it's an awesome Imperial display. Like I said, he goes good with any figures, whether it's Rebellion or Imperial. Like, he's awesome, he's towering, he's menacing, and I love it. And like I said, obviously he looks great next to a Stormtrooper and the Emperor because they're both big parts of Star Wars. They're iconic, and nothing brings them all together better than Vader. And of course, Vader looks incredible in front of the Tantive 4 doorway, like in that Rogue One scene. That scene was awesome, where he goes just nuts in the hallway on all the rebel troopers. I love that scene, and so I actually designed this stand to be for that scene. So this is obviously a New Hope Vader, so it goes pretty much perfectly with that scene. And if you guys are wondering about this stand is actually part of my premium membership. It's a free gift to any members that have been around for over a year. There are shipping constraints to premium members that are out of the country, but yeah, it's a super awesome stand, and it looks amazing with Vader. So yeah, if you are interested in becoming a member, go down, hit that join button down below. It really helps out a lot. You get a ton of benefits, and everything goes right back into the channel. So if you could, go down, hit that join button. And if you don't see the join button, go down and hit that link in the description. It really helps out the channel a lot. I do really appreciate it as well. So yeah, overall, I am really excited for the finale of Kenobi, and this Vader figure is a big boost in my hype. Like I said, Vader's been stealing the Kenobi show, and I'm really happy they decided to re-release the A New Hope Vader for this show. Like I said, obviously it does have the new helmet piece, but for the most part it is reuse. And overall, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. It's a solid figure for the most part. Like I said, I don't hate that it's reuse. I don't think there's a ton more that they could do to make it better, but it would have been nice to get a new mold. But overall, it's still an 8 out of 10. It's a solid figure overall, looks amazing, has a ton of soft goods, and has a brand new helmet, so yeah, it's awesome. I highly suggest this to anybody who is looking for a Vader. This is a great opportunity to get one. And plus, it's just awesome to have another Vader to duel Kenobi as well. So yeah, if you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.